Welcome to my channel. My name is Priit Kuusik and the channel is called Elukude. This is the podcast series dedicated to longevity, to movement, to how to be active, how to start to be active if you haven't been active. And Elukude means in Estonian a beautiful way, tissue of life, life web, everything which holds life together. It can be very, in a sense, very small pieces like in our body, blood or chi or fascia or movement or food or children or love, heart, everything. So, and I'm trying to bring that to the way of living, to move our body in different ways. So it can be elderly and kind of get older in a good way and be productive in late years in our life. So I'm very interested to do that podcast in English as well, because this is not my native language, and I'm trying to learn this way to learn English better. And definitely I'm gonna make mistakes and you can laugh about it. I have a good time with it. But my goal and idea or a message or whatever you wanna say about it, it's just like let's get moving. It's very good to move your body in a good way. It's move your body that you will healthy, you can play with your grandchildren, you can be active, productive, and it's a lot of ways, to do that. So it's not so hard as we think. Sometimes it's just like we see this big system of gyms, and we think the fitness is the only way to move our body, and this is the only way to be active. But in my experience, this is not like that. You can have a very small activities in your life, in every day, and you can be very, same time, very healthy, very flexible, very movable, moving around, being active. And that's a little bit, I would say there's a myth about the movement and activity. Of course, it's if you want to be more tuned and more muscle up, then you have pumped up, then definitely the gyms and calisthenics and this kind of activities definitely give them more better results to the time. But it all takes time. And sometimes it's kind of frightening for us to start the journey, to start to move our body and think, oh, it's very like I have to start to run and do these kind of things and this and that. But it's not so hard in a sense if you are mentally ready to do and move your body and little bit motivate yourself how to do it. And nowadays, of course, it's a lot of science-backed knowledge out there, which gives us the information as much as we need to know how to move, what to eat, how to have our daily schedule, what supports that and what's not, and what kind of small little hacks you can do to move your body well, in a sense that you give the signals to your body, and the body is very, very thankful for that as well, because what comes with the age, we don't move the body as well as we used to. In the childhood, we were very active, we ran around, we did crazy things, we didn't think about anything, we just wanted to move our body. But as life goes on, our works and our environment really, and of course our friends around kind of make us a little bit not so more active. We kind of don't give the signals as we used to give the signals to our body the way we used to. So the body is kind of in the sleeping mode, I would say, and actually it's really waiting for you and for me, as my body as well as all of us, is waits for the signals. Actually, that's all what it takes. Just give this start from the small signals, and to go on from there how it evolves, and it can be just you do one walking distance one day and just add a little bit more, or you do squats a little bit more, and some very simple thing like squats, the deep squats, sitting in the deep squats can give you very, very beneficial if you do it like during the day, 3, 4, 5 minutes. And now is a lot of hacks out there which can be very helpful to give those signals to your body. But of course the main thing is the movement. I mean, like from my experience, what I have experienced is the walking. Like the everyday walking gives you a lot of beneficial things to your body. And the distance walking, it's just everyday slow walk, everyday activity gives you these results very well. You don't have to kind of start to run every day lots of miles and kilometers to have the results. So in that sense, our body is a very unique computer, which is, I would say, loves us and takes care of us if we take care of the body as well. So the relation to your body is very important, and of course there is like many ways how to activate certain body parts, and how to activate your fascia, and how to joints, have to loosen your joints and you deal with the joints, and how you activate your muscles, and so on. So this is the very interesting journey if you want to take it ahead, and I would highly recommend you to do that, because from my experience, I grew up in Soviet Union times, and at that time sports and activity was very common and very popular in a sense, and government was kind of supporting that all the way. It was free to do any kind of sports. Of course, later we have to have a little bit money to go to the training, but in the overall it was very, very cheap, and of course there was some sport activities which wasn't allowed or were underground, like martial arts, for example, and at that time even we didn't have gyms so much, that we had only one gym in Tallinn, and that time it was how can I say, it was it got collected there, the men who were interested in how they say, it's just weightlifting mostly, but there was guys who were bodybuilders as well, who became bodybuilders, were interested in bodybuilding. So that was the only one gym in Tallinn, and I was 15, 16 when I started to go there. And my background is I've been playing from childhood on all the ball games, whatever was available at that time, and then I went to judo and tennis and so on. So I was very active, and thankful to my parents, who were very, very helpful from that. And in my family line, in my relatives were all sportily active, and some won some championships in Soviet Union time in Estonia, and so the sport was kind of common in our family. And of course there has been times in my life as well when I haven't been so active as well, and that this is just, I'm a human being. I've been taking some years off, in a sense, with the sport activity when my children came around, and it was like more walking and not so much as working out in regular basis. So and of course extra kilos were coming, and you will, but that's normal. And then now I'm 61 years old, and I'm trying to plan to live long life, and that's why I'm doing this podcast series to promote movement, longevity, and how to go on from that on, because my goal is to live 120 if it's possible. I think it is, and I hope so, but we'll see how it comes around. And from in this series of podcasts, I'm gonna show some exercises or some routines for your body to loosen up your body, in a sense, with the joints and the fascia. And first of all, for me, this is like very important. I've been studying the Tai Chi and Chinese people, China people movements through Taoism, and from the books I started in 96 or 97 on that area already to kind of learn from the books. Then I end up in Tai Chi classes in Ivo Hellermaa in Estonia. Is one very good Tai Chi master, and he's the way he had this joint loosening movements and opening movements, and I studied from him around 6 years, and now I'm been studying on my own everything, and I've been doing these activities by myself. And for me, it's very important to loosen joints, and if you are loosen, your joints are loose, then your body is loose, so you can do everything what you want, and and in a sense to build, to loosen joints, the muscles, in my opinion, is much better, because when you actively only pump your muscles or do only certain exercises, your body kind of takes the form of that. So we see that very commonly when guys who are very doing the weightlifting in one way, or even calisthenics, or the way we get puff and tough, but in a sense the movement flexibility is not so, we lose that. So for me, that's to have this flexibility, that I am able to be flexible in every joint in a way. This is, for me, it's very important, and that's why I am promoting through this podcast a lot this way of movement, activity routines, where you really point out the way how to loosen everything in your body every day. And these routines are very simple, but they are very deep in a sense. They are very deep energetically, how they move energy in your body, and how they open up the channels in your body, energy channels. So that's basically probably the first few episodes gonna be on that matter, but where I concentrate on a slow movement of fascia, opening the joints, and how to feel yourself better through that. And this is not such a heavy lifting, doesn't require any gym membership. Of course, gym people are not liking that what I'm saying, but not everything's done in gyms. You can do it home, outside is much better, in the morning time and in the evening time, wherever you like it. And these loose joints are, in my opinion, one of the very, very important keys, which I don't see so much talked about, in a sense, or even I see in the gyms, or even when people start to work out, the movements are very quick, and they don't even get to the in a sense they don't even warm up properly, and even all this, and how it's done properly, then you can see how it works out for you in the future in a long run, very good way, because losing the joints and flexible joints have saved many injuries from me. That's my experience, especially these parts over here. When I have been many times kind of start to fall over, but that's because I'm flexible on that sense. It hasn't break on anything. I'm just kind of like going along, and this sustain my well-being in a good way. So I'm practicing this. Have been practiced this about 16 years or 15 years now, and altogether. In a sense, and there's no funny part as it is, there's no result to see. If you pump up the muscle, the veins are coming out, and we just like get very strong, and we can see the muscles puff and tough. And if we do the pull-ups, and you can do 10, and then you do 12, and you can see the results. With the joints, the result is not seen so much. The result is only your how you feel about it, how you feel, how you flexible you are, how your legs are, how you in every way, how your body moves, and so on, how you are able to do just shoulder things and so on. So anyway, hopefully you got the idea of what I'm planning to do with this podcast, and sorry about English, and it's the first time, so it's kind of funny for me as well. But if you find something really interesting in this intro, just like it, share it, and of course, if you are interested to have a personal training, which have been personal training from me, or if you are maybe someone who are interested to this kind of channels to go on, you can contact me, and we can talk about the sponsorship. And in the near future, I will plan to become a personal trainer as well. And so it's just like all combined together. Just be healthy, be well, and do your gifts to your body every day, just little small ones, activities which are good signals to your body, and stay well. See you soon.